Roll up, ladies and gentlemen. One man went to mow. It is that time of the day again. That thing that happens right round about this time is happening exactly at this time. So that funky behavior, let's do the funk one more time. One man.
Monsieur Albert Congo raises the flag of the new.
And there you heard it. Arise, O compatriot, Nigeria calls obey. So arise, O compatriot, Nigeria calls obey. As guys, I bring you this. Tinubu too weak, too old to run for president. Peter Edochie. So this is the person speaking, a Nollywood actor, and there are two narratives around the Tinubu's thrust towards the presidency. Well, there are three narratives really. There's three negatives that are being thrown at the Tinubu's thrust towards the presidency. So there's three negatives that he has to contend with. So one is about his age. So he recently turned 70, even though people are even wanting to quibble his own age with him. But that is his age. He's recently turned 70. So you don't really want to say that that is necessarily an age that is out of the loop of being president, because that seems to be the standard baseline for president. So there's that one. Then there's the thing about his health as well, which is debilitating right before our eyes. So there's no getting away from the fact that this guy is not in the best of health. But what exactly is that health situation? And is it something that is manageable? Is it something that will impair or impinge on his presidency? So that's a big question right there. But the biggest question is around corruption. So even the most fervent Tinubu supporter cannot deny that he's a verilously corrupt man, but certainly not the most corrupt or the least corrupt, but certainly somebody that people see as the public face of corruption in Nigeria. So those three spaces are really what Tinubu would have to overcome if he has any chance. That is not to say, and then that still plus having to contend for the primaries, which the Fulanis who want to hold on to power for as long as they can. So again, Tinubu too weak, too old to run for president, a headline attributed to Peter Odochie. So quite what he's saying there, we know what it means anyway, so it's not a new space. But we'll just we'll find out what his take on that is. United States to build world's largest consulate in Lagos. So that just tells you then the power and potency of Nigeria. And it's entirely about resources, by the way. Make no mistake, have no equivocation. It's nothing to do with your importance. It's nothing to do with your population. It's entirely about what is under the ground in Nigeria. Still, some of the world's largest oil deposits still within the Nigerian space. The top nine largest gas reserves in the Nigerian space. Some of the largest gold basins found in the Zamfara, Osun, etc. The emeralds, it's just rich in resources all the way through. Bitumen, well, name a resource, you find it in abundance in Nigeria. So the Americans now surrender to that, and they now want to take permanent residence in Nigeria. United States to build world's largest consulate in Lagos. So there it is right there. They're not going anywhere soon. And that then tells you that Nigeria is not breaking up anytime soon, because the Americans will not be building their largest consulate if the calibration is that Nigeria would break up. Federal government IOM evacuate 131 Nigerians in Libya. So I'm bringing you this story only because I thought that Libya route has now been put to the back by Nigerians, just given the experiences that they experience in that space. They trek all the way through to the north, only to then be savaged and brutalized by these Libyans. I thought that had come to an end, and the people who really use that funnel the most are people within that Delta area, Edo area. That's my understanding. They're the ones who make that trek the most. Federal government, IOM, evacuate 131 Nigerians from Libya. So we have a chart, if there's anybody available to chart around that Libya route. So we're back at it again. It started on the 20th of October 2020, but it doesn't seem to be disappearing anytime soon. Hashtag EndSARS. Lekki Tollgate reopens with heavily armed security operatives. So I'm not quite sure how long they can maintain that security presence, or really if that toll gate even should be open for tolling. Because this one now is a symbol of death and destruction to the Nigerian person, but they again put money above anything else within the Nigerian space. Hashtag NSAS, Lekki Tollgate reopens with heavily armed security operatives. So why they are heavily armed, and if they are ready to shoot people again, well, we know they're always ready to shoot anyway. What does the Nigerian officer enjoy more than shooting at the Nigerian person? So there it is right there. So we land finally on this. 2023, details of Babangida's meeting with Saraki Tambuwal Mohammed emerge. So you know that Saraki, of course, is traveling around the country canvassing for a consensus northern candidate, and he has gone to speak to Buhari in that tonality. But Buhari has, not Buhari, but Babangida, I do beg your pardon. I wonder if I misread that. So let me read it again just to be sure that I said the right words. 2023, details of Babangida's meeting with Saraki Tambuwal Mohammed emerge. So Babangida, of course, he has always been a proponent of one Nigeria. But just how one is that Nigeria if what's his name? If Saraki is there to convince him to to rally behind the idea of a consensus for the North. So that northern language continues to encircle the PDP space. So that is the menu. So lean back, as I said, kick back, as I said, take it easy, as I said. But before you do any of those things, click on the like button, of course. You know you have to do that because I have explained it severally, and quite a few people as well. You have to click on the like for the platform to go up the YouTube algorithm. So we have more people joining us and more divergent views and even more high-level conversations. So this is all wrapped into the clicking of that like button. So do that immediately and right now. Do click on the like button. And as you're clicking on the like button, if the subscribe button is red on your screen, then you're still not fully in. So click on that as well. So do the clickings. And then if you want to come and join in the conversation on the screens, you know the format. If you've been here already, it's an open microphone session, and the open microphone is the hyperlink that says StreamYard on your screen. So if you clicked on that hyperlink that says StreamYard, you'll be held in a studio space, and as soon as I've finished reading out the talking points, I'll let you onto the screen, and then I'll sample your opinions on the talking points. So it's an open microphone space. As I said, it's first come, first serve. So there are no designated slots for anybody. The screen can take 10 people, and the first 9 in to add on to myself making the 10 are the people that are going to be interacting with the session. So that is how it works, an open microphone session. So if you want to come on screen, then just click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So do the clicking. So first, of course, the like button. Second, the subscribe button. Then at your will, if you feel inclined, the hyperlink that says StreamYard. So as you're doing the clicking, let me provide you a little bit of a backdrop music to that activity. Let's go to the care guides and partake in some palm wine drinking.
Only water, only water, where they see ma. Water, only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido, hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. Oro kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù yé o. Ilé sọ́dí kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Bobby master kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Chief Faila ti kẹ̀kẹ́ ẹlẹ́mù rẹ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mù dòde ó jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petrosodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dìlé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Chifu Fáìlà tí kẹ̀kẹ́ rẹ̀ lẹ́mú dé o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀mú dé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mú dòde ó jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petrosoname ẹ̀yẹ o ó dìlé o. Petrosodunke ẹ̀yẹ rẹ̀ ó dìlé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní rí wa gbéṣe o.
And there you heard it. That prayer never gets old. Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe, may death have nothing to do with us. So the Kegites are Iku kò ní rí wa gbéṣe. As guys, I bring you this. Tinubu too weak, too old to run for president. A headline attributed to Peter Edochie. Bola Tinubu, the APC presidential aspirant, is too old and too weak to run for president in 2023, says Nollywood veteran actor Peter Edochie or Edochie. Many people like Tinubu are too old and too weak to run for president. He, Tinubu, has been in power for a long time until he was made the leader of the APC, stated Edochie in an interview with BBC Igbo. But he should leave the position for those who are younger and healthier. Let's be honest. The actor pointed out in response to a question on Mr. Tinubu's candidacy for the 2023 presidential election. In the interview, the Nollywood star highlighted his concerns about the political marginalization of Igbos. Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba are the major ethnic groups in Nigeria. Only once in the history of Nigeria has it emerged that an Igbo person became the head of state in Nigeria, he lamented. That was former head of state Agunye Ironsi during the military government, and his leadership was short-lived. Since then, the North and the Yorubas have been sharing power between themselves, apart from Goodluck Jonathan, who isn't even Igbo. Mr. Edochie described Igbos as resilient, stressing that Nigeria needs their ingenuity and sound leadership. He further claimed that the solution to Nigeria's socio-economic and political crisis is an Igbo leader. Why has power not returned to the Igbo people? Is there a plot by the political elites to sideline the Southeast? I have lived in the North, I speak Hausa, but it's long overdue for Nigeria to have a leader of Igbo extraction, he asserted. The Nollywood star added, the problem in Nigeria is greed. Leadership is dominated by Northerners, but 60 years after independence, we have not ended the electricity problem. Mr. Tinubu has repeatedly asserted being a bona fide candidate. Mr. Tinubu has repeatedly asserted being a bona fide candidate for the exalted position, noting that being Nigerian president is not a job that requires physical fitness like bricklaying or grave digging. I am the quality that Nigeria is looking for to make this country very great, prosperous, and united, not only in Africa but in the world, Mr. Tinubu said when he visited the palace of the Ooni of Ife and Owa Obokun of Ijesha land in Osun State last February. If you hear them saying, "Can I do it?" I am not applying for the job of a grave digger, not running a race. I am not a horse. I am not applying for bricklaying. I went to school to study accountancy and management. I am applying for a job of the brain, intelligent thinking. It is a job for somebody who is ready to do the right thing. He vowed not to let Nigeria down. I have the brain and the capacity, Mr. Tinubu insisted. So there's no equivalent. You can't quibble that. It's not a, it's not a, we're not asking him to go and fight Tyson Fury. Not to go and run against Usain Bolt. It's just to sit in an office and make decisions. Um, United States to build world's largest consulate in Lagos. To strengthen its diplomatic and commercial relationship with Nigeria, the United States government is set to build the world's largest consulate in Lagos. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the consulate in the Eco-Atlantic city, United States Ambassador to Nigeria Mary Beth Leonard said the project would be completed in 2027. The new consulate will provide a modern space for the largest consular operation in Africa, including improved public-facing interview and waiting areas. When completed, it will be the largest U.S. consulate in the world, said a statement by the U.S. consulate in Lagos. Ms. Leonard added that the 10-story consulate on 12.2 acre site size would be funded by Ms. Leonard added that the 10-story consulate on 12.2 acre site size would be funded with $537 million and is expected to generate $95 million in local investment for Lagos and Nigeria. She reiterated that the project construction would strengthen commercial relationships with Nigeria. She maintained that it would employ over 2,500 Nigerian citizens to learn new skills, adding that the United States would organize special programs for young graduates. Our vision for this remarkable consulate campus is to create a facility that honors the vibrant relationship between the United States and Nigeria and communicates the spirit of American democracy, transparency, and openness, stated Ms. Leonard. The United States Consul General Claire Pierangelo explained that the new consulate would provide a modern space for the largest consular operation in Africa, including improved public-facing interview and waiting areas. Also speaking at the event, Governor Babangida Sanwo-Olu highlighted that the United States contributions to Lagos. Also speaking at the event, Governor Babangida Sanwo-Olu highlighted the United States contributions to Lagos economic growth. The governor said the consulate campus was designed to empower local community actors, adding that the project will create opportunities for both countries. When it is completed, this new campus will represent a boundless new opportunity for Nigerians and Americans that will come into the facility, Mr. Babajide said. This represents almost $500 million investment. This money will go into our local economy during the construction, and it will involve all small and medium businesses, our young designers, creatives, and everybody that will be working on the campus. The governor also mentioned that the state would partner Google to open the biggest tech hub in Nigeria for local talents. Let me use this opportunity to talk about the partnership with the American companies. The likes of they are working with us to build a tech hub in Yaba, which will bring value when it is completed. And by the way, that tech hub in Yaba was a story that we discussed endlessly on this space. When Ajale Koko was telling us that they cleared some artisans that were welding things there and they moved them, and he was offended by that. And I was saying that it was for a greater purpose. So this is now what Babajide Sanwo-Olu is speaking to. Let us use this opportunity to talk about the partnership with American companies. The likes of they are working with us to build a tech hub in Yaba, which will bring value when it is completed. We are building bridges together with our local and international partners. Located on 12.2-acre site in the rapidly developing Eco-Atlantic City, the new U.S. Consulate General in Lagos will support diplomatic and commercial relations between the United States and Nigeria and provide Americans and Nigerians consulate employees with a safe, secure, suitable, and modern workplace. So the largest consulate in the world, not in Africa, but in the world, being built in Lagos. But some people who are sitting around waiting for the country to divide. Is that the calibration of the Americans putting $500 million in Lagos to build a structure? So it's there to stay. So fight for your space. Essentially, it's what they are saying to you. FGIMO. Sorry, hold on. Let me have a cup of water. Federal government, IOM, evacuate 131 Nigerians from Libya. In collaboration with the federal government, the International Organization for Migration has evacuated another batch of 131 Nigerians stranded in Libya. Kabiru Musa, charged the affairs of the Nigerian mission in Libya, disclosed this in a statement. According to Mr. Musa, the evacuees arrived in Nigeria on Thursday via the Muritala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos. He added that they included victims of human trafficking and irregular migrants on voluntary return who took Libya as a transit country, amongst others. Mr. Musa further mentioned that the repatriation exercise was part of IOM's humanitarian voluntary return of migrants to their home countries. He noted that the I don't know why. He noted that the IOM and the Nigerian mission in Libya, supported by the Federal Ministry of Foreign Affairs, evacuated stranded Nigerians after intervening in rescuing them from detention in Libyan facilities. The charge d'affaires added that the move was part of the government's effort to ensure that no Nigerian is stranded, unlawfully detained, or maltreated in any foreign country. The evacuees include victims of human trafficking and irregular migrants on voluntary return who had hitherto considered Libya as a transit point for eventual journey to Europe. He added, on arrival, the returnees will be united with their families and reintegrated into society. So it looks as though people are still following that Libyan route. Hashtag EndSARS. Lekki Tollgate reopens with heavily armed security operatives. Heavily armed security operatives were sighted on Friday at the Lekki Concession Company. Heavily armed security operatives were sighted on Friday as the Lekki Concession Company reopened the Lekki toll gate on Friday. The firm announced it will begin toll collection at the toll gate on April the 16th. Following months of engagement with key stakeholders within the Eti-Osa/Lekki Epe area, Lekki Concession Company Limited hereby officially announces the formal return to tolling operations on Friday, April the 1st, 2022, at the Ikoyi Link Bridge toll plaza. However, toll payment will not commence until April the 16th, said LCC Chair Yomi Omomuwasan. There was a heavy presence of security operatives at the toll gate on Friday morning. Vehicles were seen moving freely in the area on Friday morning, but protesters were expected to converge on the toll gate. On Thursday, Police Commissioner Abiodun Alabi warned the residents against protesting at the toll gate. Whilst the command is not averse to people's right to freedom of assembly and association and expression, the command will equally live up to its mandate of ensuring that no person or group of persons is allowed to infringe on the fundamental human rights of others, especially the rights to freedom of movement and rights to dignity of human person, the police statement said. Nigerian youths embarked on a nationwide protest against police brutality, extortion, and extrajudicial killings of the now defunct police unit, Special Anti-Robbery Squad, SARS. However, the peaceful protest came to a halt when on October the 20th, 2020, soldiers drafted to the toll gate opened fire on unarmed protesters. So it looks as though it's rinse and repeat. We might well get a repeat of that space. So this now the last readout, and then we'll see if anybody is available. 2023, details of Babangida's meeting with Saraki Tambuwal Mohammed emerges. The details of the meeting between the former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida and three presidential aspirants of the People's Democratic Party PDP has emerged. The three aspirants include former Senate President Bukola Saraki and Governor of Sokoto and Bauchi, Aminu Tambuwal, and Bala Mohammed. Speaking after the meeting, Saraki said the purpose of their visit was to inform IBB of the need for the party to adopt a consensus candidate ahead of the party primaries. The former Kwara governor added that the visit was part of their consultation with PDP leaders and stakeholders across the country in order to achieve the planned consensus. Saraki appreciated the former Nigerian leader for his advice and guidance, saying that the aspirants would work out a solution to achieve a consensus. He said, "We are here as part of our consultation going round the country, talking to our leaders and stakeholders in our party, the PDP. We, the aspirants of the PDP platform, deemed it fit to come and brief the former military president on what we are doing in respect of the consensus. We are doing this to ensure that the process is not rancorous, and we cannot do that just amongst the four of us. We need the support of the leaders of the party and their advice." Responding, Babangida said he was happy with the consensus decision, adding that consensus will give better room for peace and unity in the country. "I enjoyed meeting with you because I like what I heard. Your belief in the unity of this country is most paramount. Your belief in having a better Nigeria featured prominently in the course of your discussion, and you have made my day that all you talk about was Nigeria," he said. So there it is right there. I think Babangida has always had a liking, especially for Saraki. I know he's always liked him. So Solly Boy, we see you, and the mighty Ajan Lekoko, we see you. Good to have you both, gentlemen. So let's go quickly then to Solly, see if it's ready. Solly, are you ready?
Yes, I'm here.
Look at this
guy.
I wanted to start yapping you. You saw me preparing myself. Okay. All right. So it's good to have you, Solly. So now, there's certain pilgrimages that you have to make if you want to be the president of Nigeria. No matter who you are. Buhari made those pilgrimages in 2014. He abandoned it in 2015 because in 2019 because he has already bought the election. He had the results already. But those pilgrimages, you have to go to Ota and you have to go to Mina if you have any intentions of being president. Do you agree with that? You have to go and see Obasanjo in Ota and you have to go and see IBB. So if you're ever wondering who owns Nigeria, it's those two men. Because and that pilgrimage now being made by Saraki and his team. Speaking of a consensus language, so you have this northern group of aspirants seeking consensus for the party. But do you think they are playing to their northern space, or do you think they have a nationalistic view? Do you think they are going to form a consensus behind the southerner, or are they trying to steal this ticket from the south?
Who is that? Who wants to steal the ticket from the south?
Saraki, Bala Mohammed, Aminu Tambowal. So they've gathered together to try and agree a consensus candidate for the PDP. But the whole clamor is for the southern ticket for power to transit to the south. So if all these northerners are agitating for a consensus candidate, then it's safe to assume that they're not looking for a southerner to be that candidate. So are they trying to move fast within the PDP to have a northern candidate?
Well, I don't understand the question.
Oh, all right. Let me take you to another space then. So the Lekki's tollgate, it reopens under heavy security with harsh and clear warnings from the police commissioner in Lagos. So are you expecting to see a repeat of what happened, or do you think the youths will buckle it?
Well, the youths, they have work to do, they have to hustle, they have to eat with so much going on. They are being forced to be busy because they have to work. They are not going to do any NSAS to protest. That first NSAS was just a coincidence. Just people didn't have things to do because of obviously the COVID that was going on, and people were being forced to stay on the street to do nothing. Basically, people had time to protest because they had nothing to do. Now people are working again. People are going out. Nothing is going to change. Tinubu is going to use his Lagos dogs to try to protect his Lagos business. At the end of the day, they are just going to shout, huff, and puff.
But do you expect at least some small gathering of people, even if it's just placard, just to show resistance?
Yes,
because if they don't do anything to acknowledge that place is being reopened and they are not approving of it, then they must do something, no matter how small, the protesters.
Nigerians are too busy. They have too much.
Busy doing what? Are they not meant to be unemployed? You are meant to be unemployed now. So busy doing what?
But it's when you are unemployed that you are looking for something to do, because you have to eat. Your unemployment does not stop the hunger. Your employment does not stop the bills. You have to work. You have to pay your bills. You have to eat. You can't say, "Oh, I'm unemployed, I can't pay my bills." Nobody's going to hear that one.
So you're not expecting any form of resistance to this reopening?
Yes. For example, now I asked someone in Nigeria what were their thoughts about the plane crash. I say plane crash, train bombing.
Yeah.
The next day, he said, he has even forgotten about it. Everybody in Nigeria have forgotten about it. It's just
are you asking a Lagos person? Are you asking a Lagos person?
Yes.
Oh, no, Lagos people don't care about now. They don't care about people. They don't care about anybody. Really. I think probably the most selfish people on this planet are people from Lagos. They're so wrapped up in themselves.
I didn't experience any form of selfishness in Lagos. Maybe it was, and I wasn't staying on the island. I was staying on the mainland. We used to have community meeting.
No, you love yourself amongst yourself, but yes. I don't imagine. In fact, I know because I grew up in Lagos too. The Lagosians, they don't really think beyond after Lagos Ibadan tollgate. They don't care.
So
they don't care.
Yes,
you can do whatever. Just kill yourself. Who cares? But they care about themselves amongst their Lagosians. Lagos, they are very insular people and very arrogant as well.
Well, me, I don't know. Maybe it's because I grew up there, so I'm used to it.
Mm.
Until you leave the place, that's when you begin to find out. But they don't feel any connection towards the anywhere. Basically, as for me, anywhere
Mm.
outside or your state,
Mm.
I never used to feel any connection.
Mm.
There was one time I took a bus to Abuja from Ekiti,
Mm.
and I couldn't believe on the way. I say, is this the same country I'm living in? There's no need to explore because
Mm.
Lagos is one of the most comfortable states in that whole Nigeria in terms
Mm.
of religion, in terms of expressing, basically in terms of freedom.
In fact, outside of Lagos, there's no point to the rest of Nigeria. There's the rest of the country is pointless.
Some people argue with you.
No, but what's the point of the rest of it? What purpose does Anambra serve, or Borno, or Ogun State? What they serve no purpose.
Yes, but they can have purpose. Every state in Nigeria has natural resources. If the government puts factory there, every state in Nigeria will have its own financial purpose.
Maybe we should build factories and just lock them up in factories
That's the solution.
whilst we drink champagne in Lagos. That's really what we want, isn't it? Lock them up, make them till they land whilst we drink champagne in Lagos.
This is something I feel like maybe if Tinubu can do, put
And that is
businesses.
if Tinubu becomes president, Lagos is going to be, there will be no catching
It's
Lagos
going
in
to be like
Africa.
Dubai.
It's going to be
like
it's going to be like, I will move back. So long as I'm watching for about 2 years to see what he's doing. But I'll
Yes.
just start my own small,
Yes,
something. I think
I
he's going
believe
to
it
do
can
well from
help
here.
develop
Mm.
other states too, based on the resources they have.
Mm.
Even Ekiti State, as desolate as it is, still has natural resources. These batteries that they want to start using for all the cars in the future, you can find them in Ekiti bountifully. Just that you have to go through the harsh rocks. But every state in Nigeria has natural resource.
Well, okay. So the Americans are building the world. So let me add that to it. The Americans are building the world's largest
Business center.
consulate. Why would they do that? Why are they not building it in Niger Republic or anywhere else? Why are they building it in Nigeria? Because they
One
love
man
us.
is
It's not because
business.
now.
It's
And you're
business. Okay,
telling me that Nigeria is going to
imagine
split
it.
up.
Imagine
You don't be
one
silly.
Nigerian is paying $100 for visa, and there's no return. There's no refund. If you don't get visa, there's no refund. Which Nigerians will actually fight for? Actually, they should fight for that. Like if they don't get it, they should get, even if it's partial refund. Then you see things will change.
No, this is
But there's
something
no
that
refund.
This is where we need Falana now. He needs to do
So,
that.
so how many people pay for this application per day? How much do they make per month? These people will be making hundreds of thousands, if not millions, a month from visa application. Of course, they have to build a bigger office when business is booming.
But
And
the largest consulate in the world, this is what the American
yes,
envoy
because
said.
look at the population, look at the people. See,
No,
when
but it's not
Nigerians
the
are applying
largest
for visa,
population. The largest population is in places like China and India. Nigeria doesn't have the world's largest population.
Okay, one man, all these places like China and India, when they are applying for visa, they are very rigorous, right? The average person doesn't need visa agent. It's very rigorous. It's going to read the script from start to finish. It's going to put
You know that
documents.
you know that the visa is just about 10% of what the consulate actually does. So it's not really for visas. Visa is just
So
some.
what do they do?
Oh, they're there to be the eyes of that country in your country. They're there to influence your policies. They're there to look at your resources. They try to infiltrate your politicians, and they're there to promote their business. They're there to promote America's worldview. You know that Nigeria is the largest black population, and there's a lot of scramble for Nigeria to align with. The world is split into about 4 or 5 ideological political strands that are pushing. The Americans want an American way. The Europeans want an European way. Russia wants to force its way in. China already using a different method to calibrate you to their thinking. So they need to have the Americans influence Nigeria for us to have their worldview, because we're the most significant black country. So a lot of it, and the resources, of course, Nigeria has boundless resource. It's the most resource-rich country, even more resources than Congo. So
Mr. One Man, can I
no,
ask
no,
you
no, no,
something?
no. Don't
The
shout, don't
American
shout,
thing
don't
is a
shout, please.
two-edged
I
sword.
wasn't shouting.
Because
Well,
yes, I believe the best thing for Nigeria is to have American system, because they are used to it. It's a system that is used to different ethnicities, different cultural, diversity.
no,
And
you just
different.
like the American
No,
something, isn't it?
because if it's Europe, Europe will be Europe first. They are going to look at themselves first. They are not going to consider the average life of an average, citizen. But like I said, it's a two-edged sword. They are also not known for good diplomacy. We've seen what they've done in other countries.
All right, let's hear from Radio Biafra who wants to chime in. So Radio Biafra, you wanted to say?
Yeah, I want to. You seem to be happy that the American is going to build according to your statement, they're going to build the biggest consulate. Does that make you happy? Other countries like Mali, is it what country that recently had a coup? I think it was it Mali? They recently had they chased away the French influence in their country. Many countries are trying to shake away these Western and colonialist influences in their homeland, but Nigeria seems to be embracing. Doesn't that make you somehow that these countries are coming into your country? Without them, your country will not be one. There's no, you guys are trapped. You seem to be celebrating that the American want to build.
So what alternative are you proposing?
I'm proposing that whatever be, let it be. You should be chasing these people away from it. When I say chasing them away, you shouldn't be celebrating that they're building the biggest consulate. Do you think that's a good thing? That
how is it a bad thing?
How is it a bad thing? It's a bad thing because them doing that, that means that they are tightening the noose around how you get in your freedom.
Freedom from what? Freedom from what?
Freedom to control your homeland. You understand? The reason that people have been in the South been asking for restructuring, they've not been able to get it because by them having restructuring, they won't be able to get access easily to your to the resources in this contraption called Nigeria.
All right.
You shouldn't be celebrating that they're building these.
No. You don't have to celebrate, but I think it's a good thing.
You are not celebrating though. It's just
it's Mr. One Man said that. Mr. One Man said that. Oh, they're building the concept. That means that Nigeria is not going to break. So that means that they are controlling.
Does it not mean that?
It doesn't mean that at all. The Biden administration is a crooked.
Maybe he wants to even break it.
What I'm saying is they are spending $500 million to build the world's largest consulate in Nigeria.
That doesn't mean anything, Mr. One Man.
Sorry, can I speak?
We know how they are now.
No. Let me explain. Then you can disagree. I may be completely wrong, or I'm willing to consider. But they are building the world's largest consulate, spending $500 million in Lagos. Do you understand? So that does not suggest that it is their calibration that Nigeria is going to break up.
Well,
and they have the intelligence, they have all the information to make those decisions.
The man that's the POTUS of the US now is Biden. The man is crooked.
Forget Biden. Biden is just is an employee. The American.
Going to be out.
What do you mean? He will forget Biden. We're talking about America as a country, not Biden as a.
Well, everybody's showing America for what it is. Nobody's paying attention to them these days.
Really? Nobody's paying. Look at this guy. Nobody's paying attention to America.
Of course, nobody's paying attention.
Who are they paying attention to?
Look at what's going on in Russia and Ukraine. Yes. America cannot sniff. They don't pay them attention. They're losing respect around the world. You need to follow Fox News and all these other American media.
Fox News.
Yes, Fox News is very popular.
Why don't you be popular? What are you talking?
So
this is where you are Fox News.
Should we listen to CNN?
Fox News.
Should we listen to CNN?
No. I say source your information from a multiplicity of platforms.
Like who? CNN?
Well, right across the board.
The others are corrupt, man. They're all fake news, man. Like BBC.
Fox News. Look at
They
that.
are fake news, Mr. One Man. You should know that.
Okay. Well, thank you for saying Fox News. So that then
And Newsmax. I also listen to Newsmax as well.
That what about Breitbart or something like that? Do you listen to that as well?
I've never heard of them.
Okay. So thank you for saying that Fox News. So that confirms, as I suspected about you.
And
so
Newsmax as well.
Yeah, so that confirms what I've always suspected about you. So
Fox News is not that bad now.
Fox News.
Sometimes
why don't you go and listen to Heil Hitler News? We'll probably get more sense from Heil Hitler than Fox News.
Heil Hitler, does that exist? Where can I get that? Let me go and listen to them.
Well, just go to Fox News, then you're already there.
That's a bit too much.
So back to you, Solly. Okay, so you don't know about the Babangida narrative. So let me take you then to this.
No, I didn't understand the question in full. I didn't know who was going to the north, who was going to the south, who wanted to.
It's a nuanced question. So I mean, you need to know the backdrop to it, to know the build up to it, to understand what is being said. But
yes,
let me just
understand the pilgrimage. Yes. Yeah. But who is trying to gain, position for the north? Who is trying to gain position for the south?
Okay. Abubakar Malami is trying to form a consensus candidate for the PDP presidential ticket. So he has spoken to Aminu.
Did you say Abubakar Malami, one man? Where is Abubakar?
No. Did I say Abubakar Malami? No. You see,
I was wondering.
I was confused by you not understanding it.
It's messing you up this morning.
No. He's one of those. Yeah, no. Abubakar Saraki, I should say it. So yes. So he's trying to form a consensus.
Our new Yoruba
boy who has suddenly gone and done DNA test to discover, those spitting in something. He's spitting in something and sent it to America, and they've told him he has Yoruba blood. So he's trying. So Abubakar Saraki. And by the way, yes, Abubakar, because that's his name, not Bukola really. So when it's in the north, it's Abubakar Saraki. But when it wants to come and corner us in the south, it's Bukola Saraki. So he's trying to form a consensus around one candidate for the APC presidential ticket. So he has gotten on board for that idea Bala Mohammed of Bauchi and Aminu Tambuwal of Sokoto, and they are speaking to Atiku as well to get him on board. So he has now taken this idea to Babangida, and Babangida, he chimes with the idea. So he's forming essentially what is a northern coalition to speak to a consensus candidate for the PDP. But the clamor in Nigeria is for power to transit from the north to the south. So I'm suggesting that this guy is surreptitiously moving to gather enough strength to steal that southern slot from the PDP southern candidates. So that's what I was inviting you to speak on.
Well, something like this is not unexpected. There'll always be the other side. It's just business. There'll always be someone on the other side. There'll always be an opposing side, especially in politics. But from my point of view, I don't think it will work, because the Nigerian space, even in the northern area, they are very ashamed of Buhari. I believe if they have a good northern candidate, not Atiku, they will vote for him. But for now, the whole space is clamoring for a southern candidate. So it won't work. They are just trying to backstab instead of trying to support the southern. They should all push ahead and try to support one person, but they are still fighting in between. That shows that they don't care about the people. They don't care about the country. They just care about their own interests, their own selfish interests, and they are forming a club for their own selfish interests. They should be out there bringing the best candidates for the country from the southern side. What everyone is clamoring for, but because of selfish interest, you want to juggernaut your way through.
Do you think they have to go shopping for a southern candidate, because we don't have anybody in the PDP or of a southern
We have
you don't even have a Yoruba man in there. Are we now looking at Dele Momodu a bit like Saraki, some pretend Yoruba? We don't have a Yoruba man in the PDP,
but
so how can they? And it's the Yoruba slot for the
well,
presidency.
what about Wiki and Peter Obi?
Yeah, but they're not Yoruba, are they?
Well, that's the point. So it's
wait.
like they're most likely going to lose, because they will in the north. I don't think they will vote for this. Lie. It doesn't even come to their tongue.
So I'm
It doesn't
saying,
come to their mouth.
should the PDP should they go shopping for a strong Yoruba name?
But at this point, it's not too late. How many? There's something they should have been doing 2-3 years ago. How many months is it to? They just set themselves up for failure. This is the best time
You see, that's
come
the
back.
issue I'm having.
One man,
into
why do
power.
you think they should go for a strong Yoruba name? Why?
Because that gives
is
them
what
the
the
best.
North will vote for.
And that is what the country wants as well. That's what the country
That
wants.
is what the North would vote for. Was Jonathan a Yoruba man?
They
No,
voted
that's
for
not
him
true.
as president.
Didn't the North vote for him?
But I just noticed that there's no strong Yoruba names in the PDP, and I think, that's really where they need to be. Yeah. All right. Let me take you to this space then. This is a story that's been going on for God knows how long. Federal government evacuates 131 Nigerians from Libya. So is that trek through the desert? I don't even know how they do it really. How do you walk all the way from Nigeria to Libya? I don't understand.
One man. People are trekking. People are trekking all the way to Europe. People are trekking.
Really?
People are trekking in the desert. People are even trekking all the way from Cameroon. People are doing it. Even as we speak today, they are still doing it.
How do you survive that? Is there a route?
It's resilience. Yes, there's a route, but it's resilience too at the same time, and luck. Because you may have everything, and luck, basically luck. You may have everything right.
God knows how many of them die in that process.
A lot, but they are willing to take the risk. That's just the thing. Is mostly lack of thinking, because
it's hopelessness, isn't it? It's hopelessness.
Yes, but it's not just hopelessness, it's ignorance too. Because you don't need to go through all this. All you need is you need a passport. They don't know the procedure of how to do all these things right. That's just the problem. So it's ignorance. And when you are ignorant, you start to have all this kind of desperation.
It's really that Edo Delta space, isn't it? And those madams. Is it not really?
One man, before there were some Yoruba people that used to try, not a lot, but before there were.
Yeah, but the human trafficking space, all these 16 year old girls that they will take them to Voodoo Man and Blood Pledge, and then they will walk them through Libya into Italy to go and destroy their lives.
They are still sneaking people into Europe as we speak, especially that Germany. They are still doing it. People are ready to face the risk. It's once they get there that their eyes now open and they will now say, wow, there's really not much difference, and you start to sense your human rights and all these kind of things. That's when problem usually starts, But people are doing it. They don't care. They know all these things you are saying. But at that point, they feel like it's either they just, stagnate in futility, or they can take their chance at progress. And you know how we are in Nigeria. We'll take our chance at progress. We are not like most other Africans. Most other Africans can stay, consolidated in one place for a long time and not feel it. They are going to take the chance.
Okay, but I thought that route that because I think the Omonoba is sensitizing them that don't do this anymore, and some of the experiences, some of the narratives that we're hearing back is so harrowing.
Yes,
that I thought that they've closed down that space.
Yes, but one man, everybody always has this mentality of my turn will be different.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
So that's it.
Everybody thinks that there's some superhuman something or the other.
Yes.
All right, thank you, Solly. So Solid, I didn't even know who Babangida was.
I know Babangida is.
Who is Babangida, Solly?
A former military head of state.
Look at that. You read that somewhere, Abi?
No, okay. I've always known. I just don't know much about him. I know who he is. I know what he was. But that's just basically where it ends.
All right. Thank you, Solly. So let's go on from. So, did you want to say something? I can hear you breathing heavy, Charles. So, did you want to say something?
I want to. You make a statement a few minutes ago. You said the PDP had been a strong Yoruba man. I don't get that. What do you mean about that? Can you explain what you mean about that?
No, I said they have to shop for a Yoruba man because they don't have a strong Yoruba candidate, and that will serve their party the most if they had like a heavyweight Yoruba man to give the presidential ticket to.
How about Igbo guy?
No, they stand a stronger chance with the Yoruba man. I'm sure you concede that.
You see, that's the issue I'm having there in that statement.
And in CBD, Jonathan was already a popular name in the North by that time. So
yes, he was an incumbent, so he had everything to.
You see, this way fairness come in, and I keep saying fairness.
Forget fairness now. Why do you keep saying fairness? We're talking about power and politics now.
Jake, America is fair because the laws force it to be fair. It's not as if people want to be fair in America. So don't think that that's how life is. Most of the time, you have to have law enforcement to force fairness.
So you indirectly agree that it is Yoruba and the North that is responsible for all those things we are seeing in Nigeria, right?
What do you
Because
mean?
you cannot just claim the position without claiming responsibility behind it.
Okay. So the North and the West are responsible for what is going on in Nigeria.
I'm asking you. I'm not making it as a statement.
No, we are all at fault. Both the North, the East, and the West. Because
why are you bringing the? I've asked you about the North and the West. If you don't agree,
we are all at fault. I'm answering your question. We are all at fault because the East too is also complicit. Look at is it not Obiano that wanted to flee with your money in the East?
They're talking about. I'm talking about in the presidential federal system. You're talking about Obiano. No, I'm not. I don't mean that one. I mean like nationally.
Yes, is the East not part of the national state?
How are they?
They are part of Nigeria.
Listen,
I'm talking. Okay, you don't get my question. It's okay.
I feel like what you are trying to say is that what is going on in the country, as the country is going down, the people that have been in power have been the North and the West, and we are responsible for what is going on.
Yes, that's it.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. Because you see, what we do is that
it around because we all face casualties during the Civil War, and we can start blaming it from there and start
because
blaming
really
we can start from there.
Realistically, we are all in this now because of the West. Whatever we are in right now.
No, sorry. Hold on. Expand that, CBD. Expand that.
Why should I expand? It's as clear as daylight. But if you want me to expand, everybody knows that Buhari was not going to win other parts of the South, if not for how Tinubu sold him to you guys in the West. So that's all I can explain about that. And
so you're attributing Buhari to Yoruba people.
Without the Yorubas,
because of Tinubu.
Would he have won? Without the Yorubas, would he have won that election?
If
the Yorubas overwhelmingly voted for Atiku, do you think that Buhari would win?
You are right that the West voted for Buhari. But why did the West vote for Buhari? Because we thought he was coming to fight corruption, and he lied to us. Now, is it our fault that
everybody knows? Everybody knows that it was not about corruption.
So if somebody lies to you, you blame the person that was lied to.
A lot of people,
that's how your logic works.
In fact, I cannot even generalize the West.
Did Buhari come?
I have to say,
did Buhari come and say, "I'm coming to destroy the country. Vote for me"?
It's not a fighting matter. It's not a fighting matter. You see, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this, Solly.
CBD, let me respond.
You did not respond since that we are talking about Radio Biafra was making sense. Now you want to respond, but it's okay. Respond, sir.
No, in CBD, with your logic, you are saying Buhari told us that he was coming to destroy the country, and we now voted for him.
Hold on,
no, he was telling you that based on his history, you already know who he is. So nobody can claim to believe that Buhari was. We all know that he's a fundamentalist now. It's just that Tinubu tried to use him.
Calm down. You see the problem with Solly, don't calm down. What I'm trying to say is this: even I can't generalize the West, but I will admit, I will stand by my word that majority or most people of the West voted for Buhari compared to the ones that voted for
and
Tinubu.
so
Because see, wait now.
But why is
Wait.
that though? Why
Now,
is it that the Yorubas, they
in
knew
that
the
West, we
antecedent
had
of
some
Buhari?
prominent
Why is it so many
Yoruba
Yoruba states voted for
public
Buhari? I would
figures
like to
that
know
came
this.
out
Why?
and said do not,
because
including
we thought it
religious
was come to
leaders
fight
like,
corruption.
including
He told us
religious
his
leaders
agenda, and we
like
voted for the agenda. We didn't vote
You
for the
say
man.
the comment section is already saying too many voices. You see, this is what Bunksmo is saying. That's just highlights what I'm saying, that when people talk together, the audience don't actually hear anybody.
But if we are being honest, Sol is the one doing that. I don't
How
know.
am I the one doing that?
Oh
You are
God,
making
they just you stand accused and you are still doing it, both of you.
It's hyper emotional. I don't know why.
Look, you are accusing somebody of it. Look at this guy in CBD. Do you have a mirror?
Don't mind him.
Wait.
But you're both emotional, though. We are both emotional.
No, CBD, let me help you.
But in CBD,
Okay,
I don't
let
know.
me.
okay, let's hear from Ajanle Koko.
talk like this.
All right, hold on. The
The
next voice I want to hear is Ajanle Koko's. Let's hear from Ajanle Koko.
In CBD, I was trying to talk to support you. You didn't even want to hear. You started attacking me. Why wasn't I responding?
Sorry. It's because you've always been of that position that you should not mention Yoruba about voting for Buhari. So I thought that was the same thing. You've
Well,
always
I'm always
stood on
on.
that position.
I was trying to, to say something against
Oh yeah, I'm
the
sorry for assuming.
Soli position. Soli was saying because he said he wanted to fight corruption. That's why Yoruba voted for him. Yes, Yoruba voted for him first time in 2014. In 2019, does that argument was it the same argument why Yoruba voted for him again in 2009?
we know they rigged the election.
Huh?
The 2019 election.
What happened?
Rigged.
Okay, so you are saying that Yoruba did not vote for him in 2000.
Most people didn't vote, but some Yorubas would have voted for him.
Oh yeah.
Some people in the East would have voted for him too.
I will agree with you that 2019 election was a pass. The East, a lot of Yoruba did not even vote for him, but they rigged the election was clear. But 2014, it was very clear that what Soli was saying, it was true, that they thought you could be able to change the direction of that country, be able to fight corruption because of corrupt practices of Jonathan administration. But this man came in with the help of Tinubu in the West, and then in 2014, if Yoruba people are, overwhelmingly turn against the administration, they will have changed the table against him. But even 2019, there was still, it's like a split vote. Some were still sticking with AAC, thinking that, with the argument that what SARAKI was doing then was anti-progress, that SARAKI was PDP, and they were blocking Buhari to achieve result. So some Yoruba were still seeing it like that, then in 2019 and voted for him. Where some voted against them, but the election, like you said, was rigged. So it's just sad that Yoruba people didn't come out overwhelmingly against Buhari in 2019. If they had done so, maybe it would have been a different one. But
you see,
Ajanle Koko, sorry.
Can we hear Jake?
Yeah, let's hear from Jake, and then I want to move on and move Ajanle Koko to the consulate story. Last word.
You should so understand. I keep saying that I think the North and the West failed Nigeria, because if we keep we voted Europe so many times, but they failed Nigeria. I'm sorry to say this. That's the truth. North and West failed Nigeria. for see I feel Nigeria. That's what I think.
What about the East? What has been their contribution to Nigeria?
Woman, here's a fact. I'm talking. The Niger Delta East have brains.
Was that question
they have brains
politically or generally?
No. Well, however, he's choosing to answer it.
No, look what they're doing around the world. That shows you something. They have brains. They're not dumb. I keep saying it. Nigeria are blessed. They have a tribe that can help save Nigeria, but they don't realize that they have a blessed tribe that can actually save the country, move forward. I'm sorry to say this.
But blessed tribe based on what? What would you back this up with?
I honestly back it up. Look, sorry.
Is there any progress in the East to suggest this thing?
Here's a fact. Listen very attentively. The guy who make APs, the airlines still doing so well. All the airlines, they have fared roughly. I keep saying the Igbo guy have brain. They have you could make a poor area to a rich area.
Well, there's no arguing against that. Nobody can argue.
Let me help you.
I'm agreeing with him. Nobody would dispute that the Southeast, they have some of the sharpest brains in the world.
Yes.
So why are they not developing the Southeast?
Well, that's the thing.
So that's what we're talking about. Why are they not doing what? Are they living in huts in the Southeast?
So here's a fact. You know,
why are they not developing the Southeast? What have you developed? Is it Lagos that you're using to even rate Yoruba land? I don't even. Maybe you're using Lagos. Maybe Lagos is the thing that is deceiving some of our brothers in the Southwest. And if you look at it, wait, Jake, let me help you. If you look at it clearly, the Lagos you think that you always used to
was developed by Igbos.
Is developed by I won't say Igbos. I will say the entire country, mostly South, the entire South. And that, why is it so? Because Lagos was once the capital of Nigeria, and everybody will go to the capital. And when the capital was removed from Lagos, when the capital was removed from Lagos, you think people will now leave Lagos because the capital was removed from there? So people kept on coming in.
All right. Let's move from that space because no. Sorry, Charles. Hold on, Charles. Can you hold on, please? That space, it never ends when we go there. So let's go from there to another space. No, it's fine. It's an interesting conversation and one that we'll no doubt revisit again because it's just where we always end up. But let's go to Ajale Koko this time around and take him to America via Banana Island. So Ajale Koko, the Americans are building the world's largest consulate in Lagos. So I'm saying that this is indicative of the fact that it is not their anticipation that Nigeria will break up. And they have a lot of information to come to conclusions. So $500 million being spent to build the world's largest consulate in Lagos. What are you then making of that news, Ajale Koko?
The question we have to ask ourselves first is what benefit is it bringing to us? If we don't have the idea, of what benefits it's bringing to us, then we have to ask. We have to be very suspicious of it. Yeah, we have to be very suspicious of such move. They should be able to tell us in a clear time why they are bringing the largest consulate to Nigeria. I believe the largest consulate they have in the world now is in Iraq. So if Nigeria is going to be the next largest, it calls for questioning. And if we have a country of our own, our government should be able to ask questions about it. Because when America or any one of these advanced countries are coming with, how do I say, with such a move, they are doing it for a particular purpose. And if we, as a country, does not have idea of that purpose, that means that we don't have the right people governing our space. We have seen, we have the experience, we have the knowledge of what they did in Iraq, and the purpose of why they took the biggest embassy there was because of the largest concentration of their troops over there to fight the biggest war after Second World War.
Yeah, but they don't have a troop in Nigeria.
They don't have it. What do we know they have? What do they have in plan?
Could it not then be an acknowledgement of the importance of the Nigerian state?
I don't think so.
Why
What's
not?
Acknowledgement of importance? What is the importance in Nigerian state?
Well, if they don't consider Nigeria important, they won't build their largest consulate there.
Yeah, we have so many other countries that are their ally than Nigeria. Why can't they set it up in those countries?
Yes, because Nigeria is Newfoundland. They are not going to build the largest consulate in the United Kingdom at day because they have a historic, long-standing relationship and they align in so many fronts. You know, same thing, Germany, etc. But Nigeria is essentially Newfoundland. If they have it there in Nigeria, then that superintends the entirety of the sub-region, if not the continent.
Let me tell you, one man, this is why I was saying earlier that they should be able to come out in a clear term why they want to set up that mission there.
I'm not sure that question is a question. I mean, it's self-explanatory now. If they feel they wouldn't do it if they didn't see that there's room for it. It's a big spend, $500 million. So there's the military intelligence influence space, which is what you're speaking to. There's the resources in Nigeria, which you're speaking to. There is the opportunities of a vibrant population. Do you know that they are giving visas to Nigerians, the UK, like confetti now? The whole of the United Kingdom is being subsumed by Nigerians. Canada the same, Australia the same. So they identify the talents in Nigeria that the population are, and they want to influence that. Google is coming to Yaba, that space. Remember that story that we did when some people were chased out and they were going to court? That place is going to Google to be a technology hub in Nigeria to subsume the whole. So all of these things going on, the boundless resources is one of the most, if not the most resource-rich country on the planet. So all of those things wrap up into an importance which the Americans are looking to leverage. So they're not doing it for selfless reasons, but also Nigeria will stand to gain from that.
Well, Nigeria can gain if we have the right people in the governmental position that are competent to use the opportunity for the betterment of Nigerian people. But if you have all this dollar there that all they are interested in is to loot the resources of the country, then I want to tell you, one man, that we're in a big problem. When you see this country, this Western country, making a large, because this is a mission, they're taking the largest mission to our country. They have anticipated something. They have something in plan, in the pipeline. They have seen, they can see many, many years ahead of us that we cannot see. And those,
but they
that is
didn't see
where,
Afghanistan.
Hold on, sorry. Let Ajan Lekoko. Yeah, carry on Ajan Lekoko. Yeah.
they can see many, many years ahead of you. But if you have leaders that are competent, that are upright, that can see the same way they can see the future, then those leaders will be able to either checkmate them or
No, why do you
let them.
say they should checkmate them? Why should they be checkmated? I'm not quite sure. Are you reading some dark intentions?
Hold on, one man.
Yeah.
Hold on, one man. We live in this world.
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of things. And we should be able to use what we have seen to predict what is coming our way. This is a mission. And that mission is characterized with so many things that we don't know.
No, but why are you? Why are you reading dark? No, I want to know what dark intentions you are reading into it.
Let me run through. This is a big. They are going there for so many reasons.
Right.
That is not known to us.
Right.
So don't look at just
no. We can speculate to it. So what is your speculation as to the reasons?
Yes. So you are looking at one side that economic benefit, we're going to gain this, we're going to gain that. What about the other side of it, that our national security, will that mission be a threat to the national security of our country?
How so? How so?
One man. When a foreign mission is establishing a very big, a foreign country is establishing a very big mission in your country, particularly country that is how do I say it, that is most advanced, that have the knowledge in scientific and everything better than you. You have to be where you have to check yourself that are they coming on a mission, to could it be a threat to your national to your national security?
How so?
All these things has to. How so?
Yes.
Okay, this is where our nation leadership have to interrogate. This is where our nation
No, because when you're saying hold on now. You say national security. How can it be? In what form? In what form can it be a threat to national security?
Okay.
Can I help?
That mission will represent so many areas. We're going to have military mission. You're going to have economic mission. You're going to have political mission. You're going to have so many coming onto your own land. If you don't really x-ray what they are coming for, your national security could be compromised. Your national security could be in jeopardy. So we as a people or as a nation
I still don't know what you mean our national security could be at jeopardy. So you've not expanded on that. I don't know what that means.
Our national security in so many areas.
Right.
Our defense.
Hold on, Roman.
Our national security in so many areas. Our military, our defense the defense of our country? Could it be a threat to our nation?
You see, when I start to interrogate you see how you are struggling to find.
No. Hold on. No. I'm not struggling. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not struggling.
You are somewhat.
Our national security could be, what is it in our economy? Our economy is part of our national security. Right. Our military is part of our national security. Right. Our politics is part of our national security. Right. There are so many areas that constitute the national security of our country. All these areas, this is why I'm saying we have to investigate all this mission that is coming.
But those things, you don't need the world's largest mission for that. Your security is in their hands because they sell you the most potent weapons that you have. You know, your politicians, we saw Commodore Olawale told us that when government wanted to change, they had to go and seek approval in America. So they control that space. They control your economy. So you don't need the world's largest mission for that. You know?
Okay. They
already own all of what.
Hold on right there. Right. You are making my point. You said right. They control your this, they control your that, they control that. Now they are coming with a bigger mission. What does that tell you? They are coming for
that. That doesn't tell me that they are.
That tells you that they're coming in a bigger way to take over your space.
No.
I'm not saying, hold on, one man.
You are reaching. You are reaching very hard. It's not attainable.
Hold on, one man.
Social control?
Social control is more a space that we can explore, but not any of these things.
Hold on. They don't have to be in control. They don't have to be your president, your senator. No. They are coming on a larger scale now to totally.
No. That is too far-fetched. What you're saying is just too. It's not
one man. One man. Don't say this is the thing with us. We don't see beyond our nose.
No, we know what you're saying, but it's just too far-fetched.
We have you can call it far-fetched. We have the politics. We can see the politics playing on at international stage around the world.
So it is okay.
Let me expand. Let me land.
Yeah.
China is encroaching Nigeria at the very fast pace. Hold on, one man.
No. So that's an argument, yes, but not the ones we were saying. Yeah.
China is fastly encroaching Nigeria space. Financially, everything, economically. So if America is coming with this land mission, they are not coming for your own. It's not for your own good. It's for their strategic. It's for their own strategic good.
Yes, nobody is
disputing that. You are not going to benefit that much to counter other power.
Just hold on, Ajanle Koko. All of those things are in place. So all the first things that you were saying, they will be far-fetched, but that space of social cohesion or social manipulation, and then to counterweight the influence of people that are trying to incur into Nigeria. So yes, that's more of an argument. Yes, of course they want to counterweight China's presence because China, even maybe they are coming too late, or because China has eaten very deep into Nigeria, almost taking all of the resources, and they want to counterweight that. So they want to counterweight that, and that is politics because Nigeria is a tool. It's a pawn in international. We are not major players, you know. When we used to have the Soviet Union as the counterweight, now we have China as the counterweight. And when we had the Soviet Union as the counterweight to America back in the era of socialism, in that counterweighting, all the countries that were in play, they benefited because nobody had the sole opportunity to come in. So then they had to negotiate to a bit better than when they had free hand. So that's but to counter with China, of course, we know that. But it's not even just Nigeria that world's largest mission is there for. that world's largest mission will cascade the entirety of the West African sub-region. So there's that. And that is the political space that the world is in. So how Nigeria best advantages is what we have to look at, not how Nigeria resists it, because this is where the world is now. So the world is in play on so many frontiers. I think that was a conversation with Solly earlier on. A lot of influences jostling to gather as many people to their worldview to launch at the world. China coming to Africa to gather them to their worldview. You know, they're starting to teach Chinese in schools now. You know, so a lot of these things are in play. So, and that is where world politics is. So you can't step out of it or resist it. So you have to factor yourself in to best advantage yourself. So that's where good leadership comes in. But and then there are auxiliary advantages, or the campuses that are going to be built. $95 million they're saying are per annum coming into the Nigerian and Lagos economy, especially. You know, all opportunities. They are building, so they're building a complex, you know, which is not just about visa. And then, so a lot of things. So it's not something, it is dark, but it's also an opportunity. You know, we can take advantage of it if we position ourselves strategically.
Do you have the right?
Good
Do you
morning.
have the right leadership that
Good
can
morning,
take that?
everybody.
Well,
that
not
can-
at the moment, not certainly not an idiot like Buhari, but no, it's not the right leadership. Is do we have the right brains? Are we clever enough as a people?
Yes, you don't have the right leadership
No, well, it's not
in
just
that
about
position
the right.
that can take that opportunity make use of that opportunity you are talking about. What I'm
Right.
trying to let you know is that they are coming largely for their own good and not.
Yes, we know that now.
No, yes, largely for your own good.
Is that not the purpose of a consulate? Is that not the purpose? Is the consulate there for your own good? It's not. It's nowhere in the world now.
You have the consulate already, but they are coming in a very bigger scale, and that should tell you something. That something.
Yes, that the stakes are higher.
Yeah, that they have a bigger picture of what they are coming for that we don't know. They know what they are coming for that we don't know. But we need leadership that can. We need leadership that can really x-ray all of these and then protect our own interests against any evil, if at all.
All right. I think Babati wants to interject a little bit. Babati, you wanted to say?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, one man. Good morning, Mr. Jale Koko. You know, I always enjoy your takes, but I think this morning you're a little bit off. I don't know what's going on. First of all, they are not coming. I would like to use that phrase.
Off to you.
Please don't interrupt me, please. Let's be respectful of each other here, please. They are not coming. They are already in Lagos. They've been there since 1967. That they just expanded.
Sorry, sir.
You are not following this thing. What are you talking about?
Respectful, and you have just addressed Ajali Koko in a disrespectful manner. So
I mean, can you see that?
How can you ask for something you're not giving, sir?
First of all, let the man speak for himself, okay? I was not
hold on. What CBD is saying is true. You just came in, you say
no, but
hold on.
No, he's disagreeing with you. No, let him disagree.
Hold on.
He's saying he doesn't know what is wrong with him. How can he say something like that? I don't know what is wrong with you.
I didn't say. He said I didn't know. I don't know what is wrong this morning.
He said disrespectful language.
No. Well,
let me explain
okay.
Well, disrespectful language.
All right.
And he's saying that they are not just coming.
All right. Take that back and then go to your wider point. Take that back.
I apologize.
Let him take it back and then go.
Okay.
Yeah, go to your wider point.
I apologize for the wrong use of words.
Okay, go to your wider point.
Okay. My wider point is that they are not coming. They're already there. They're just expanding. So that is no disrespect. They are just expanding. Mr. One Man mentioned that Google is coming to Yaba. But the bigger fish is not in the Google in Yaba. The bigger fish is 5 minutes away from Eco Atlantic. Microsoft just finished their 14th floor building down 5 minutes from the proposed site. So America is moving away from China. They are looking for a new market. I think the average Nigerian does not understand the function of an embassy and the difference between an embassy and a consulate. The embassy is there not just for passport and immigration. There's more that they do. And they help their businesses grow. They look for new markets for their companies. So you cannot then say that what we should be planning as Nigerians is what China did when America came to their country. Make it a mutual beneficial relationship where they're not just there to gain. Of course, they're there to benefit. That's why they're spending $500 million to build a new embassy. But they see Nigeria as a new China. They've already looked at the new, I mean, you have over 200 million people. So they're like, man, this is big, this is going to become big. So they're already going to tap into that market. So that's the main reason why they are there. I don't think that they are there to...
You see, just to add on to what you're saying, we live in a global space now, and the West, they operate by data. They are seeing the data coming up to Nigeria. They're even seeing it in their country. When your Nigerian guy comes in, and then 2 years down the line, he's already added onto his certificate, his middle management, then he's the leader of... And this just right across the board, and then they match that against the data in Europe. So they already identified the skill set in Nigeria of the population. You know, even Macron, when he went to Nigeria, you know where he went to? He went to the shrine to go and hang out. He says that we're not interested in Buhari, we're interested in the youth. So
Right.
so they know the talent there. They know the education, they know the capacity, they know the level of intelligence, but they also know the resources in that country. And they know that the country has bad leadership. But they look to all of that to say that there's a future here, you know,
Right.
and
Like-
that future is they see China moving fast now.
Right.
So I mean,
like for instance, what is America's biggest export? Is the Hollywood and entertainment. That's the number one export. Who is behind them is Nigeria. So they see that potential in that market, for instance, and they want to tap into it, right?
there's just so much.
Yeah.
There's
You
just
look
so
at your
many.
brains.
But that's not to discount what Ajanle Koko is saying,
No,
that
I'm not-
we should be
no.
cautious. We
No.
should be cautious because
Yeah,
they're not
I'm not
coming there
discounting.
for
I'm not
your own good.
discounting.
You know,
Maybe I
they're coming
misspoke.
there to take advantage of it.
Yeah.
No, not you, but also me. I'm not discounting what Ajanle. We should be conscious because they're there essentially 95%, if not 110%, for American interest.
Yeah.
But them being there, we can also, you know,
Yeah,
if we
use
move-
that's my point. Like,
Yeah.
let's do what China did when they came to China, where they made it more like a mutual beneficial partnership, where it's not like like an Indian version where they're just there to exploit the country. They made it more beneficial. But I'm saying that we as a people cannot just look at more focus at the negative part of, although we should look at the rear mirror and be more cautious. But I think once again, we don't make use of our embassies as we should in foreign lands. What they're doing, we don't do it in different countries. When you say the American Nigerian consulate or embassy in New York, for instance, people just think it's just there for passport and immigration. There is more function. There's more that an embassy should do. But for some reason, we don't tap into that. I've never heard anybody say I'm going to the embassy in Atlanta because I have some business opportunities that they can help me with. Nobody ever thinks about that, but they should be able to help you with business opportunity.
No, they have trade envoys, they have lobbyists,
right,
to lobby you. They have scientists to check the resources in your country. They have military attaches to look at your defense. So all of this, the embassy, the consulate is not, forget visa now.
But
Visa is
I'm
just,
saying the average Nigerian does not think about all those things. We just think it's just there for stamping passport and you know, so you cannot blame them for maximizing the benefit of an embassy. Like me now, as an American, now, if I'm going back to Nigeria for any opportunity now, let's say they build that place in Lagos now, and they have all these opportunities coming up. As an American, if I go back home, I'm going to go to the American embassy, right? If I need anything done in Nigeria, I'm going to go to the embassy to help me out for all those logistics. But that's why they are there. So I'm not saying that we should not check those negative tendencies that they might have. But I'm saying that we should also see it as
overall, how do you wait for Nigeria having the largest consulate in the world situated in Lagos? Overall, is it yay or nay?
I say overall is yay because of first of all, because of the location. Because it's going to bring more opportunities there. Because guess what? You have other embassies that want to move there too. More businesses we want to move close to those consulates. More job opportunities. But it will only work if Nigeria has the right people to tap into that opportunity. If you have it there and they don't know what to do.
And do you think we have the right people to tap
right now we don't, but they say they have 5 years to build it. So hopefully we have a new administration that know what they're doing. So within 5 years before they get up and running, we should have somebody that has a sense of investment, like Microsoft. But I have a friend that helped with that project. It was for the company that finished the one for Microsoft. It's a 15th floor. Have you seen that building?
No, I wasn't even aware.
It's just like once you leave that Eco Atlantic, once you pass Eco Hotels, just 5 minutes drive. It's a 15th floor Microsoft, and they only chose Kenya and Nigeria. They didn't go South Africa. They only chose Kenya and Nigeria. So that tells you what Microsoft is even planning. So once you have Microsoft in VI or Eco Atlantic, you have Google coming up. Because
you know what excites me the most is that technology hub that they're building in Yaba. Forget Silicon Valley. When you scale up the Nigerian youth, then we will see what happens. You know.
Yeah, but it's not even that they're even planning a medical city close to that area as well.
Yes, because I've always thought that Nigeria should be a destination for health for tourism. In places like that, Eco Atlantic, Banana Island, some isolated, very reserved, completely secure sort of space. All because there are regulations in the West that prevent certain treatments, which are essentially good treatments, but it's not yet passed through their rigor of being approved.
Let me mention one more thing in regards to the medical thing as well that we're not focusing on. The herbal medicine part that they're also going to tap into that too. Trust me.
I think the Chinese are already doing that.
No, I'm saying on a more bigger scale. On a more bigger scale, there's more things that I've read.
The only thing that upsets me is that they are not situating any of these things in Ibadan, because I thought Ibadan was just ideal for it.
But that is the job of the government in Oyo State to tap
now
into that.
We have a Didiri now.
If you don't tap into that, who's gonna? By now, you should have an airport.
The other thing that I've always thought should have been situated in Nigeria. When you pick up your phone to make a complaint and you end up in India speaking to Raj.
All those call centers.
Yes, we speak better English. We have better accents. So why don't we, I've always thought things like that. Those are just soft sell things that you can have and should have in Nigeria.
Those things will come soon, but also once again, that it's all policy formation. You need someone that can come up with those right policies to make it easier for those kind of things to come around. Like, it's just red tape thing. Once you can get right policies in, all those things will come a place. So you need the right person. So, but medicine, music industry, the movie industry, they already see the future of Nigeria. Look at what they are doing with Netflix in Nigeria. Have
you seen King of Boys on Netflix?
That was
I recommend that to anybody. Yeah,
I love the first one. The second one not so much, but
I think it was outstanding.
Yeah, that was well done. So I'm saying we have the market, and them building the embassy there is because they see the 200 million people market already. So we cannot afford them for that. But once again, let me apologize to Mr. Aja.
No, I don't. Aja Lekoko doesn't
today,
take offense.
Yeah.
I think it was actually in CBD that was nudging him to be offended.
That is his
He
lawyer.
wasn't offended.
That is his lawyer on this one.
CBD is a troublemaker.
Is CBD the lawyer? Okay.
It's okay, no problem.
All right.
So,
Let's hear.
this is the thing that is spoiling our content.
Let's move
So
on.
we'll see
someone. You know, it's CBD now. He will collect is Agidipo.
Oh, okay.
Oh, look at this guy. But I was only teasing you anyway in CBD. But let's
Well,
hear from
what I'm saying, what I was saying is that yes, the economic benefit is there for us if we as a country can really get ourselves right. But are we a country that do we get ourselves right? No. If you don't get yourself right, you don't develop your educational system, your educational infrastructure, you don't develop your medical infrastructure and all the rest of these things, you cannot benefit from all these things. They will come and exploit you. On the economic side, they will come and exploit you. On the military, on the other side of it, those are the ones that I am worried about. So we mustn't have a nation that have to compromise the interests and what the interest of that nation to foreign powers. We must not. We have to build a nation, and particularly leadership, that can work in partnership, not a total surrender to foreign power. What do we have now? We are not in control of our country. And then they are coming with the biggest mission, and you said we should not ask questions, we should not task our leaders to be wary of this. That is what I'm talking about.
Not be
China
wary.
did not do that.
Not be wary. Proceed with caution, but not be wary. Proceed with caution.
Yes. Yeah. But can they even do that? All they want to do is just to jump in the boat. Oh, they show them that damn good carrot to them, and then they just follow them. No, they are not. Look, Philippines. It's one of the biggest. It's one of the strategic ally of United States. Are Filipinos better than us economically? Do you know how many years that American presence and interest have been there? Are they better than Nigeria economically? Are Filipinos better than average Nigerians? These are the things that we have to use our brain and have to look at very well. That is my own worry. I'm not saying they build Google or they build this thing that is not good. It's good, but when they are coming with a larger mission like this, just be on the watch. Yeah.
All right, Aja Lekoko, let's hear from. Hold on, let's hear from Roman, who was wanting to come in earlier. We've not heard from Roman.
Okay.
Let's have Roman. You wanted to come in earlier, and you were subsumed by the voices.
Yeah, hello everyone. You need to calm down. I know your fears, and that fears is coming from the fact that we don't have a settled community. We don't have trusted leaders. We don't even have the infrastructures to checkmate these Americans coming. But one man, if you can clarify, when you say biggest consulate or biggest embassy, is it biggest in terms of the building that they have, or in terms of the personnel that will be there?
Well, it is the biggest in terms of the physical structure, and they have planned for that space. Just just a whole mix of so many. Actually, let me just bring you it. It's a short read, so let me just skim through it. Ms. Leonard added that the 10-story consulate on 12.2 acres site size would be funded with $537 million and is expected to generate $95 million in local investment for Lagos and Nigeria. She reiterated that the project construction would strengthen commercial relationships with Nigeria. She maintained that it would employ over 2,500 Nigerian citizens to learn new skills, adding that the United States will organize special programs for young graduates. Our mission for this remarkable consulate campus is to create a facility that honors the vibrant relationship between the United States and Nigeria and communicates the spirit of American democracy, transparency, and openness. The U.S. Consul General Clare explained that the new consulate will provide a modern space for the largest consular operation in Africa, including improved public-facing interview and waiting areas. Also speaking at the event, Babangida Sanwo-Olu highlighted the U.S. contributions to Lagos economic growth. The governor said the consulate campus was designed to empower local community actors, adding that the project will create opportunities for both countries. When it is completed, this new campus will represent a boundless new opportunity for Nigerians and Americans that will come into the facility. This represents over $500 million investment. This money will go into our local economy during construction, and it will also involve all small and medium-sized companies, our young designers, creatives, and everybody that will be working on the campus. The governor also mentioned that the state would partner Google to open the biggest tech hub in Nigeria for local talents. Let me use this opportunity to talk about the partnership with the American companies. The likes of they are working with us to build a tech hub in Yaba, which will bring value when it is completed. We are building bridges together with our local and international partners. Located on 12.2 acre site in rapidly developing Eco-Atlantic City, the new U.S. Consulate General in Lagos will support diplomatic and commercial relations between the United States and Nigeria and provide American and Nigerian consulate employees with a safe, secure, sustainable, modern working environment. So let me bring you the top half of that because that captures more information. To strengthen a diplomatic and commercial relation with Nigeria, United States government is set to build its world's largest consulate in Lagos. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the consulate in Eco-Atlantic City, U.S. Ambassador to Nigeria, Mary Beth Leonard, said the project will be completed in 2027. The new consulate will provide a modern space for the largest consular operation in Africa, including improved public-facing interview and waiting area. When completed, it will be the largest U.S. consulate in the world. So that's essentially what is in play.
Yeah, I understand you now.
Yeah.
The thing is that Ajala Kuku's fear is founded. We don't have the support mechanism to absorb the shock, if any. And I'm wondering why Americans waited this long. They should have been in Nigeria a long, long time ago in this fashion. You know, this is the fashion in which they went to China. And with a 200 million people population, Nigeria would have been the next bus stop for Americans and or any other foreign investor to come to. But you see, we don't have power. We don't have a well-trained population. Yes, we have education, literal education in many universities, but that is not sufficient for what investors and or technical people want for their investment. Yes, there are the people that have trained themselves in the Yaba you are talking about now, some mechanic village, some entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs that have trained themselves. But the support mechanism and economy requires to attract foreign investors are not there, namely power to start with. And Ajan Lekoko, yes, Philippines is better than Nigeria. They have a 2.9 thousand income per capita. Nigeria is just hovering around 2,000. Okay, So
But Nigeria is a larger economy, though. Nigeria is a larger economy than the
yeah,
Philippines.
you don't measure standard of living by an economy. You measure standard of living by other indices.
No. The Americans are not there for your standard of living. They are there for your economy.
No, that will be our benefit if we are to judge that. And going back to that embassy thing, an embassy is sort of a symbiotic relationship. Although the foreign country is the one that benefits the more, they are the ones who invest according to the opportunities that they have discovered there. And remember, we are a very good regional power and a very good regional strategically placed country. So everybody is scrambling the same way they scrambled in the 19th century to partition Africa. They are now scrambling to have dominance in Africa as well because we are now vulnerable. But we can capitalize on our vulnerability to at least improve our standard of living by the jobs these people will create. But this is only possible if we have the policy that was it B that mentioned it before BT, the policies, the type of rulers. Well, if I may call them leaders, but the type of rulers that can work with these foreign people to make sure that Nigerians benefit from whatever these people are bringing in for. Let me tell you, even though the embassy or consular relationship is the symbiotic one, the foreign country is the one that almost benefit the more in any of these things. They come here, they bring their money, and they want something out of it. That does not remove the fact that the host country will not benefit if they have what it takes to capitalize on that. You see,
But that's exactly the point, isn't it? So it is
yeah.
there. It is now left to you to see how you play it to your advantage. So
This,
yeah.
this this is what it is. And listen, you don't drive them away. You cannot tell them not to come. But can you or develop the type of relationship Baba T talked about before, the one they had with China? What is in there for us? Now, I don't know how many Nigerians travel to America all the time. The level of visa they issue to especially government people and government related people is unimaginable compared with any other African country. So why wouldn't they place a consulate there? The amount of money we pay to train our students in their countries, why wouldn't they place their consulate there? So they benefit a lot. You see, I'm not this so-called very faithful or loyal countryman that if I see a foreigner coming into my country, I am so skeptic or so afraid of them. No, not at all. Ajanlekoko, you need to really, really allow them. But let's see how we can build up ourselves, put things in place for our own people to make sure that whatever they are bringing, we checkmate them and capitalize on that to develop our own people. It is a good thing. That's what I would say. It's a good thing. Unfortunately, we are vulnerable at the moment.
I heard everything you said. You said everything right. But I'm calling for our, are they leaders, calling on them to be, to be wary and try to look at what is the point, what is the reason why they're bringing this big mission. Because even in United States today, United States advise Americans to always contact the State Department if they want to go and do any business in Nigeria, because Nigeria
let me tell you this
is
story. Nigeria came to me in the work I do this last week, and I had to contact the head of department in another place to set up a meeting.
Yeah, because
after 2 days,
they portray Nigeria as a very unsafe country, a country with that with a large scale of fraudulent activities, and then you are taking the largest mission, foreign mission there. So that should tell you something that's contradictory position there. So that is why I'm saying that our leadership have to really look at this very well and see what are we gaining, What are we not gaining? And then they can work. They should be able to work for the interest of Nigerian state and Nigerian people, and not just fall in line and surrender the sovereignty and integrity of the country to them in entirety, and allow them to exploit us. The game that is going on around the world with all this power, all this superpower, is they can see 1,000 miles that we cannot see. So they know why they're going there, for strategic reason, and not they know why. But I don't want to say too much. But we have seen the game they have played around the world, and we as a nation that is just coming up, that don't even see. We don't see nothing. We don't have nothing. We could become to lose more than what we are thinking we can gain. So that's my position.
All right, thank you, Ajan sorry, Raman. Well, we are pushed for time, but let me go on to Insibidi and take him to a different talking point. Thank you, Kun. Yeah, so I didn't mean to say that. Or is the argument I'm having with Aizon that and Aizon, withdraw that comment, or I'll have to remove you from that comment section. So withdraw the comment as I asked you to. But sorry, Roman, I meant to say, I want to go into Insibidi for reasons of time. And let me take you, Insibidi, to Nigerian politics. And this is Peter Edochie, or however it is pronounced. Tinubu too weak, too old to run for president. So it's Peter Edochie speaking on, pardon me, speaking on BBC Igbo. So is that space really? There are about 3 or 4 hurdles that Tinubu has to overcome if he ever is to fulfill what he describes as his lifelong ambition. So that the hurdle about his state of well-being. So there's no denying the fact that the guy is not in the best of health. But just what health ailment is he carrying? And how does that impact on him to be able to act as a president? This is a question that he has to answer in the course of his of this journey that is embarked upon. So he has to answer that. Then there's a question about his age. So people keep saying that he's too old. But is he really too old? As somebody just turned 70 a couple of days ago. So is 70 too old to be the president? Because people will come and quibble that they know his age better than him, but he is 70. But is that age too old to be president? I would suggest not. And the other hurdle that he has to surmount is corruption. And there is nobody more corrupt than Tinubu. There's nothing going that is not stealing. Even we are at Lekki's TOLLGATE now, he wants to continue to rob the people on top of the graves that are already under that Lekki TOLLGATE. So it's extremely corrupt. And then all of that hurdle, then it still has to surmount the hurdle of getting the ticket for the APC. So all of those hurdles, but 2 of them, Peter Odochie is speaking to, that is too old and is too weak. So do you rhyme with those two reasons put forward by the senior Igbo actor? You have to clear your throat for that. Look at this guy.
No, I just took some sip of something. So
okay, go on.
Yeah, I saw what Peter Edochie was talking about Tinubu. Tinubu, I think that's his name. I don't even know what his name is. Tinubu. Tinubu. Since one man don't know how to pronounce Edochie, so why will I know how to pronounce Tinubu? So the thing is that it's so unfortunate that we need somebody like, and Tinubu, Peter Edochie is a Nigerian Nollywood actor. I don't know why you like saying Igbo actor or that. I don't know what's the point. But he's a veteran.
No, that was Nigerian. That's what it was described at on the piece. So I wasn't narrating it here.
Whoever wrote it then is just as biased and tribal as any other person. He's a veteran Nollywood actor, and that is not an Igbo actor. So, and what he's saying is very much valid. It's clear. if Tinubu is 70, if people actually believe that he's 70, then that's even validating the stand of some people, the points of some people that the man is not healthy. If that man that is looking like that, speaking like that, and walking like that is 70, then definitely there should be. I'm not saying he is not healthy, but then there should be maybe it's the people who are doubting his health. Maybe they have a point then. So because it doesn't look to me like a 70-year-old man. So what he's saying, for me, I see it as every other person, most people, or let me put it that way, in the South, see the same thing. Even in the North, just the whole country in general. The man is old, and corruption, where do we even start with that? But unfortunately, the tribal politics will come in, the everything, and he will definitely get the support of his people in the Southwest, or maybe most of them, if not all of them. And it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate that we are seeing it koro in our eyes, and yet for some weird reasons, we don't want to call a spade a spade. Mhm. And we just expect that there will be a miracle. The same way we had the current president talking to us, and people were saying, how will he do this and that? But we say, okay, we'll still go with him. I know, not me, and maybe you know. So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. What Peter Duce is saying is what everybody or most people have been saying. So there's nothing wrong with that.
But in CBD, you know I'm notoriously bad with names now. So why are you trying to bust my balls on and
Yeah, yeah. It's just
Alexander Gomez, he's the one coming after you. In CBD speaks Yoruba extremely well. He's been tongue in cheek, so you can't pronounce the Tinubu anymore because Adochie is what are
no,
you what
no. The thing is that sometimes, because I'm not the typical. I grew up in Lagos, but Tinubu, the name is not simple.
Tinubu is not so. It's very
Tinubu,
difficult to pronounce. Only three syllables.
Tinubu,
Tinubu, Tinubu. Look at this guy.
Tinubu.
Eh? Look at this guy. Is it possible to be more Igbo than you? It's not human. It's not humanly possible, is it? To,
No, but I'm not. I'm not. In
eh?
fact, I don't think I'm even like any tribal, kind of person. To be
No,
honest,
really. Are
Are
you
you
sure?
serious?
It must be
very.
a
If
joke.
I'm being honest, because I like to just state, just say things the way they are without
Hmm.
trying to beat around the bush too much.
Oh, all right. Oh, all right. Thank you, CBD. So, thank you, gentlemen. We've come
And
to the
also,
two. Yeah,
sorry,
go
one
on.
man.
Yeah.
Like just to add to a little bit of what Ajanli Koko was saying,
Hmm.
just a minute. The thing is that all this is poverty that is making us to think the way many of us are thinking, that all these people are coming to bring jobs, 2,500 jobs maybe, and maybe some kind of investment, and also it will improve the security. All that is true, but we should also um, not forget that, like you said, which you also agreed, these people, their interest is the number one thing that they are after. And also, let's not forget the way Americans are battling with their big tech companies, because at some point these people will now infiltrate. We don't know how, they will infiltrate the social space, and before you know, you can't even say some things that you would have freely said. So we need to look at
Oh,
some of those things.
look at this
No,
guy.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's good as they're coming, the job opportunities, the investment, all that, or economic benefits. It's very good, but we need to also make
Yeah,
sure
it's
that
like I
we
said now,
abide.
proceed, but with caution. That's it now.
Yeah,
Proceed,
proceed
but
with caution as long as
yeah.
they will abide to the laws, because at least I know that no matter how corrupt we have politicians in Nigeria, especially from the north, they will definitely maintain some kind of strong, and maintain a
Oh,
very strong view on
oh,
of
oh,
of, of, of culture and all that. So we need to proceed with caution, because understand.
all right, thank you, CBD. So thank you, gentlemen. Past the 2 hour mark, and you know what that means. We round off here to reconvene in the evening, please avail yourself of the evening session. That lasts a lot longer. So I'll leave it there. Carry conversation on video conversation.
Holy.
Go on there. Sing us out, Charles.
Holy, Namikana.
It's another savior.
You see, this is why we say you're
Why
not
are
going.
you
Why are you singing it in a bugger voice? Is holy, 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 Nandikano. Is their mother safe?